My name is Rainbow.
What are your pronouns?
I go by they, them, or she and her sometimes.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Tulsa.
Do you live with roommates?
Yes.
Okay. Three?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Interesting. How do you feel that your room reflects you?
I'd say it reflects me pretty well. Maybe in ways of like, kind of like I definitely throw my interest around everywhere. I like to keep little trinkets that I feel like make me feel like who I am, I guess. Or maybe put a materialistic stance on who I am, I guess.
Interesting. Why do you feel like you do that in other areas of your life or just in your bedroom?
Definitely in fashion and makeup as well. I think like whatever I keep around me or put on me to adorn me kind of is a way to like express my gender or how I'm feeling.
Right. That's cool. Okay. How is this room different, if it is different, from your ideal room?
I wouldn't say it is.
Okay.
I'd say it's pretty ideal, at least for now.
Right.
I've definitely had different rooms as I've like phased through different living situations or even just changing my room. So it's kind of like I'm always creating what I need to be ideal.
So you're always like curating
Yeah.
yourself and your surroundings. That's cool. When are you in your room the most? Like day, night?
I'd say day because I go out a lot.
Yeah.
Like in the night. Yeah, I'm definitely a night owl.
So would you say right now is like pretty typical time for you to be in your room?
Definitely.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What's your favorite item in your room right now?
Probably this record player.
Why?
I just got it, and as I'm creating music, I want to build a good music collection, and I think now having a record player, it's like made a different listening experience with music that I think makes kind of a special ritual of listening to music. So.
That's cool. I'm gonna say that after your answer. What's your most important item in the room? Is it the same?
Probably this bed.
The bed?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's a privilege to have a bed. I think sleeping on it. I like to sleep.
Okay. Okay. It's a function. Okay. Do you share your room at all?
No.
No. When was the last time someone was also in here other than us?
The other day, my friend Belle came over and we did our hair. Yeah.
Nice. In here?
Yes.
When someone else is in here, where do they sit?
Either at my makeup kind of vanity to like do our hair, to do makeup, or just like on my bed. This chair never gets used.
The never?
Yeah.
I like it. Cool. There's a lot of really cool chairs in this house. Okay. Tell me a secret about your room.
Secret. My little fairy box that I can wear.
Nice! Those are cool. Those are nice.
So those are kind of in the secret spot.
Yeah. Okay. That counts. Thank you for sharing. Okay. What do you hope for this portrait?
I guess I hope, or maybe appreciate just to see like your vision of me in my room. I hope that maybe even I'm kind of inspired by the space that I've created through your eyes, so I don't know.
No, I think that's, I'm excited. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Do you have any questions?
I think I'm good.
Good. Okay. Cool. But I think that's a wrap. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, what's your name?
My name is Daniel Marquez Treviso. I actually should be called Daniel Marquez, but due to some mix-up with the birth certificate, my last name is actually Treviso and my middle name is Marquez. So there's a little bit of stuff for you.
I didn't know that. Okay. How do you identify?
I'm a brother, I'm a son, I am a student, I am a teacher, I am everything and nothing.
Where do you live?
I currently live in Perkins, Oklahoma, in a one-person cabin with my dog.
What are your pronouns?
I am a he.
How do you feel your room reflects you?
Is this for a purpose or just because it's cool?
I think my room reflects me in the sense that it is organized and structured, but simple in the sense of bare essentials, bare minimums. I'm not a very wealthy person. I don't come from wealth. So I have what I need and that's it. That's all I need.
So you live alone?
I do. Well, with my dog, which is company enough. So.
How is this room different from what you would call like your ideal room?
It definitely doesn't have all the decorations that I would like for it to have. I typically like things to match. So, you know, if my couch is going to be red, I want my bed and my curtains to be red. Obviously, I don't have curtains, so I've got blinds. But again, it's just kind of, that's what I have, and I'm going to make it work. So my ideal room would be more artistically aligned, but it works for me. And when I get to the point that I can buy everything and afford everything that I can, or make it myself, then for now this is what I can use.
Where are you in your room the most?
Without a doubt, my bed. As a student, I really don't live here per se. I live on campus, but now that I'm no longer a student, I spend a lot of time in my bed or on my couch with my dog, or in the living room, in the kitchen, something like that. But since I sleep on the bed, it's probably where I spend the most time.
How much time when school is in session do you spend in there?
Out of 24 hours, I would say 50%, so about 12 to 14 hours.
Okay. When someone else is in your room, where do they sit? Where are they typically?
Usually on the couch.
Also on the couch?
If it's something like, I would say this party, usually on the bed, and the bed is more than welcome to be used as a couch. It's for people to sit on, it's comfortable, it's a bed, right?
Right.
It's meant to be comfortable and soft. So, couch or bed.
Okay. What is your what's your favorite thing that you have here? Your favorite object or?
My favorite thing is either my bed or my dog. Roxy, of course, is her own creature, so she's often outside or doing her own thing. She's a very independent dog. But probably my bed. I find that I get the best rest when I'm in my bed, sleeping comfortably. And if it were to be something not my bed, I think the bookshelf in my closet, because I really like to read just a lot of books to learn about myself, about the world around me, and yeah.
Is this your first room, like not sharing a room?
I wouldn't say so. Back when I lived with my parents, I had my own room. I did share with my brother for a while, but then we got a bigger house. Naturally, I got a bigger room for myself. And even in college, I had an apartment. It was a shared apartment, but the rooms were individual.
Okay. When was the last time someone was in here, then, other than this Friday?
Yesterday.
Yesterday? For the party that no one came to?
For the party that no one came to.
Okay. Tell me a secret about your room.
A secret about my room. The biggest secret about my room is that it always smells like pet fresh, because Roxy always sheds, and I always have to vacuum and clean the room, so the whole house usually always smells like some kind of cleaning agent.
That's your secret.
That's my secret.
Okay. All right. What do you hope for in this portrait?
I'm hoping that people get to look at this painting and say, hey, this is brilliant. This is not just my portrait, but everyone else's. Like, this is something very unique that the world can appreciate, because it takes a snapshot of individuals' lives and it says their life is unique. Their life has something that not everyone else does. And it's kind of a paradox, because if everyone's unique, no one's unique. But at the same time, only one person of that exact makeup exists, right? There's only one Spencer. There are a lot of people that are artistically talented. There's only one Easton, but you know, everybody in the world is unique in their own way. And when they look at this portrait, they're going to say, that person I may not know, you know, I can read the description, but he's unique, you know? And they may not know me personally, and that's fine. You know, it's for the purpose of art.
That's what you hope?
I hope so.
I have one really artsy question.
Okay.
If your room was a song or an album, what would it be?
If my room was a song or an album,
As it stands now.
that is actually a really tough question. I've never thought of that before, and I would like it to be a song that reflects my personality as well as my musical taste, but I think Plain Jane, because it's a pretty plain room, I'm not gonna lie. If it were to reflect my musical taste, I would probably say something by Ghost. I couldn't put quite a name on it, but just, I'm a pretty metal person. I like all music. I think every music has a mood, but I'm a pretty big fan of metal, so something in the metal sense.
Something in that, okay. Alright. Do you have any questions?
Not really, no. I'm thankful to have this opportunity and have everybody here. It's nice to see all my friends in one place and have them not bail on me, so.
Yeah. Okay, I think that's it then.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Danny. I love you.
Oh, I love you too. Props to the cameraman.
Hey, shouts out. Shouts out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Shouts out.
We good? We good, Chief?
Yeah, good.
Okay. What is your name?
My name is Anna Venizelos.
Okay. How do you identify?
She, her, they, them.
Okay. Where do you live?
I live in Tahlequah, Oklahoma / Tulsa, Oklahoma / Claremore. But where we are right now is Tahlequah, which is where I'm going to school.
Okay. What are you going to school for?
College of Optometry. So I go to NSU.
Okay. Do you live with a roommate?
I do. She is in the room right next to us. Her name is Angela Thumpy.
Okay. So is this technically a duplex? Or what would you call
It's
it?
actually a 2-bedroom apartment, but it is paired with another set of 2 roommates on the other side. So it's kind of duplexy, but it's really a 2-bedroom.
Okay. How do you feel this room reflects you?
That is a great question. So I would say this room is like a combination of old and new. There's a lot of things that are from both high school, childhood, undergrad, and also just things in the last year that I've accumulated. For instance, this desk is from my home. I think we got it when I was 12, but that is from Target, and it's just a shelf, and I got it last year, like probably in June. So there's a lot of things in here that I just notice on my daily that are from old and that are coming in, and it's just kind of a weird hybrid. So I would say this room is kind of like a hybrid.
Okay. That's cool. How would this room be different from your ideal room or living space?
I feel like if I had an ideal living space, I would probably do more color tone matching. I kind of just have what I have now, like the woods don't match, for instance. Like there's a lot of different kinds of colors going on. I feel like if I could just choose a palette, even just to, but it does kind of marry well, but just something a little more intentional, I think that would be my choice. But as far as like amount of decorations, maybe more things on the walls, but really, I feel like a room should be simple. You should be able to like look around and see what's in it and not feel too overwhelmed, and I think it achieves that at least.
When are you in your room the most?
I am in my room the most in the evening, usually when I'm studying, which I'll study at my desk, and it usually goes from like 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. So like usually like the evening to midnight is when I'm in my room.
Okay. What's your like favorite or most prized possession that's in your room? Favorite item in your room?
My favorite item in my room. There's a lot of tiny items. I think I would have to say my iPod, because this is my iPod Touch that I had in high school. So, and I got it from a friend, our friend Jessica, actually. And it has all the music that I bought and downloaded and had from other friends from high school. So the last time this has been updated was, I think, in 2014. And it's like all cracked and all gnarly, but it's kind of a time capsule, and I'll just put on something, I'll just put on shuffle, and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I was into my freshman year of undergrad, or something like that, and I just really enjoy it.
So it's like a time capsule of music for you?
I lost it for like 2 years, so I'm kind of happy it's back.
Right, so gained value.
Yeah.
So do you share your room at all?
Not really, no. Matt will come over here on weekends when he can, but usually it's just me in here.
When was the last time someone else was in here besides us?
The last time someone was in here would be the weekend after finals were over, so it was December 13th. And it was Matt, and he was helping me pack up to come back to Tulsa for my break.
Where does Matt orient himself when he's in here?
He usually sits on my bed, and he'll watch TV over here.
While you do stuff?
Yes, while I study and face a wall with things. But yeah, I definitely let him just relax while I'm focused here.
So kind of back to the music question, or music-oriented question. What if your room was like an album or a song, what do you think it would be?
I think it would be my favorite artist, which is Laura Marling, her first album, and yeah, I think it's like contemporary singer-songwriter, folk, artsy, wonderful poetry, just things that can tell a story. That's how I would describe it.
Okay. Tell me a secret about your room.
My closet is chaos right now.
That's your secret?
Yes, it's a secret because I came in yesterday and I haven't unpacked everything. So everything that's unpacked is in my room, in my closet. So this kind of looks sort of like it usually does, but if you open my closet, it does not look like it usually does. It's absolutely atrocious.
Okay. What do you hope for this portrait?
I hope that it can be something that you can find knickknacks in that you like to draw, because I remember how much you loved your portraits when you did your capstone, and it had little pieces of things. I hope that there's enough interesting things going on here that you will like to paint.
Okay. It sounded more like what you hope for me.
Yeah.
What do you hope for this painting?
Well, what do I hope for this painting? I hope that I didn't show too much awkward smiles.
Okay. Do you have any questions about the painting or this process, or any questions for me?
Yeah. Are you going to be doing oil?
Yes.
Okay.
I usually do acrylic first, and then I'll go back over it with oil.
Okay.
So, yes.
Very cool. And when are you doing it? Because you're going out of town, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then your show is in March?
Mm-hmm. Nice. The drop-off date is like March 18th or 17th or something. It's around that date. I leave in 6 days for New Year. But, yeah, I'll I'll just do it when I get back.
Very cool.
I think I've allotted now 7 days per painting.
Nice.
So, but
Wow. And how many paintings are you doing?
6.
Okay. For some reason I thought there were 12, and I was like, wait, that math didn't.
No.
Okay.
It's so I don't know if you know, but it will be 5 foot by 4 foot
Okay.
on masonite panels that I've made by hand, and it'll be oil. So that's how big they'll be, yeah.
Very cool.
So
That's exciting.
it'll have 2 shows. It'll be so,
So cool.
you'll be in it.
Thanks.
But
Thank you for choosing me.
you're welcome. I think. Can you guys think of any other questions that would work?
No, that was pretty spot on, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Cool.
Well done, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, guys.
Interview concluded.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, just make sure everything is perfect. I'm gonna make sure I should it too.
Okay.
Just fridge.
What is your name?
My name's Aaron Moe. Aaron Michael Lee Moe. The Michael Lee is hyphenated.
Okay. How do you identify?
I identify as a male.
Where do you live?
I live here in this apartment. It's in Oklahoma. Owasso,
Owasso.
to be specific.
So obviously we're not in a traditional bedroom setting.
Not at all.
Why have you chosen to showcase this?
Well, after hearing about the idea behind this project, this I guess series, and focusing on rooms, I would have preferred my bedroom at my house because it's more personal to me. And there's a lot more memories, there's a lot more, I guess, stories and context behind that room.
It's okay.
But I recently moved here, so I didn't feel any sort of connection to that bedroom. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, and I share it. So I really spend all my time out here anyway. So I really thought that this is kind of the more, I guess, lived-in space because I really only go in there when I'm sleeping. And yeah, I just have more, whenever I have people over, we're all out here. I'm never really hanging out in that room like I was when I was back at my house. So I just think that this is a better space that kind of more aligns with me as a person and my experiences in this building.
Okay. So how do you feel then that this space, how do you feel that this this space reflects you then?
It reflects me in the way that I guess I've tried my best to fill it with things that are my own and not in a way that, you know, and not kind of in the way that I've been sort of given things. Like when you grow up in my old house, I had things that were given to me by my parents or, you know, anything like that. This is kind of a place where I've filled it with things that I've either bought for myself or I've been bought gifts by loved ones, girlfriend, friends, things like that. And so this is a really holistically personal reflection on me and my experiences, but not just me, my girlfriend as well, because she also lives here. So I think that it's not, maybe if you looked in here, you wouldn't, you know, me personally wouldn't jump off of the page because it's a shared room. But I think that I've, you know, tried to balance that as best as I can.
How has that transition been from coming from a bedroom at your house, at your parents' house, where you felt like it was more more personal in that sense, and coming here?
I think that, well, in between then and now, I actually have lived in Stillwater in a different city in a couple of different rooms since then, over the span of about 4.5 years. So the concept for me of living in a different space, in a different room, is not alien. because I've done it before. I've done it since I was 18, and I'm 24 now, so I'm definitely used to the experience of kind of moving around, having to acclimatize to a different room, sometimes every 6 months. So in that way, it hasn't been any sort of challenge. It's kind of just been par for the course as far as that goes. But I think that here, for the foreseeable future, I'll be here. So it's kind of nice to be able to plant my roots a little bit. I definitely have a more, I guess, welcoming outlook on it because I know that I'm not moving in 6 months at the end of the semester or anything like that. So I think that it's been a welcome change of pace from what I'm used to.
Okay. So, since this is a more permanent space, as you're hoping, how is it different from your ideal space or your ideal room?
I think my ideal room, first of all, I have a better lighting situation. I don't really like the way the lights in this room sort of work. They're built to be as practical as possible. It's a big room. It includes a kitchen and a living room, so it kind of needs big lights. And those big lights are, kind of fluorescent, kind of harsh. So I think that my ideal room would have a little bit better mood lighting. And it would also be equipped with things that, I guess, and with this room, I've definitely equipped it with things that I like. I kind of went over that earlier. But I think that I would have a sort of easier access to those things because, like, right here, I have this kind of DIY makeshift creative area. And while I'm not knocking it at all, I like being over here. I think that it could, maybe if I had a little bit more time and a little bit more resources, I could really make something nice out of this, this little corner. Although, again, I'm not knocking it or anything like that. But honestly, I think that I'm most comfortable here. Kind of when I was going over earlier with my experiences moving around a lot, I never was able to kind of sit down and be like, this is what I really want because I'm going to be here, because obviously I knew that I wasn't going to be there for the long term. So here I've been able to invest a little bit in things that I like, things that I want to have in my space, like the stuff over there with the TV entertainment center, the stuff over here with the creative space. I have space for things that I like. And I like knowing that if I'm interested in something and I want to put something in the space, then I can plan around it, because this is the most permanent I've had a space since I was a kid in my parents' house.
Okay. When are you here the most?
I'm here whenever I get off of work. So it takes me about 45 minutes to get home, and I leave at about 7 a.m. So between the hours of 7 p.m. and 7 a.m., I'm here every day, and then I'm here mostly during the weekend.
Okay. What is your favorite item that's here?
My favorite item in here, let's see. I have a pretty personal connection with my guitar. That's kind of a microcosm for my passion for making music. So it could really be that. It could be this bass. It could be this audio interface, anything like that. Those are kind of where I find the most comfort, where I like to kind of chill, take my time. When I have real time to myself, that's what I'm doing. So I would say that those are kind of my favorite things here. Obviously, I like, the PS4, the Switch, all the stuff that I have over there that I like to do as well. But I don't know. I think that my hobbies really run deep in terms of my musical instruments, so I would say any of those, really.
What kind of guitar is it?
That is a Fender Mexican Strat, made in '95.
That's cool.
Same year I was born.
Nice.
So.
Would you consider it the most important item in the room?
While it is a very important material possession, I'd probably say the most important item is the other person living here, and then my cat.
Right.
So, close third.
Close third. Okay. So, do you share your room? You do?
I do share my room. I share it with my girlfriend. We moved in together, and we will be here for the foreseeable future.
When When was the last time someone was in here besides right now and her?
That was probably when I had some friends over 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago maybe. I had some friends over, and yeah, it's usually that same couple people who are here.
When there's other people here, where do they orient themselves? Within
So-
your space?
We kind of make the couch the centerpiece of the room, and we like to have a big couch because we like to have enough space for people. We kind of have that chair over there too. It's sort of pointless. Nobody ever sits in it. It just ends up being like a clothes pile chair. But they're usually sitting on this couch somewhere, and then if we're not sitting on the couch, we're in here standing around this bar thing.
Okay. Tell me, what's the secret about your space?
Well, it's hard to say that because one, we are recently moved in, so we haven't had a lot of time to just discover things about it. But something unique about it is that you could say unique in a couple different ways. I would view more as a defect that the carpet right under you kind of isn't stapled down, so
It comes up.
flaps up a little bit. Another interesting thing about it is the doors are not knobs, they're handles, so our cat likes to open them.
So you've mentioned your enthusiasm and passion for music. If the space that you've curated for yourself was an album or a song, what would it be?
Oh my. If my space was an album or song, what would it be? I would say I actually don't even know the name of the song. I know the artist. I would say, I'll look it up right now so I'm not leaving you guys hanging, but it's a Theophilus London song.
Okay.
I think it's called Flying Overseas. And that's just because, let's see, Flying Overseas by Theophilus London, featuring Devon. That isn't really representative of the room per se. It's just a song that I really like listening to when I'm utterly chill, at my most comfortable. And I think that here that's kind of how I feel when I'm here. You know, I like to be here whenever. At the end of the day, this is the place that I like to be. This is the place that I've designed to be in those situations. And so I would say I'm most comfortable right here in this room, even more than my living room or my bedroom. I like obviously sleep in there, but I'd say that's probably the song just because of the chemical reaction that I get. It's similar between those two experiences, I guess.
What do you hope for this portrait?
I hope that I guess I am depicted as fitting in this room comfortably, and I hope that I am depicted as sort of feeling or seemingly wearing the room around me, kind of like a glove. Because, like I said earlier, I do feel most comfortable when I'm here, and I hope that as a representation of my experience here, that it will be at least fairly evident that I enjoy being in here.
Okay. Do you have any questions?
How many other people did not do their bedroom as their room?
None. You're the first.
Cool. I guess that feels pretty cool.
I think it's going to be really interesting. I think it's.
Yeah, I hope it ends up being interesting and not just being a pretentious breaking of the rules.
No.
Either way.
It's about intimate, created spaces, and like a portrait within a portrait within a portrait. Because you've curated the space, so I'm curating a portrait of your portrait, which you have made through your space.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and I did my best to work with my partner to design this space to represent both of us in a way that wasn't overtly one or the other, but also was practical and comfortable for both of us. So I think that we did a pretty good job. There's still a couple things that I maybe would like to do. There's a lot of dead space on the walls and things like that, but I mean, all in all, I'm satisfied. This actually is something that I should have mentioned earlier. Sorry. Is that this exact apartment, I lived in this exact apartment in Stillwater because the same company that owns this apartment complex owned that one, and they were the exact same floor plan. So when I say that I've lived in this apartment before, I literally mean I've lived in this exact apartment minus the carpet, because I lived on the first floor in that building. So that was the same, bathroom was the same, bedroom was the same, everything was the exact same, except there wasn't any carpet. So actually coming into this experience, going back to I think the second or third question, it was basically seamless because I've literally lived in this room before.
Right.
So
Is it strange? Is it?
no, not at all. It was, I almost looked forward to it because I was in a place that I more or less chose to be because of how our work situation worked out. And I knew exactly what to expect. There wasn't that moment where I walked in the front door and was like, okay, this is what it looks like. I guess that moment is kind of lost on people anyway because you can just tour. I guess you wouldn't move into an apartment unless you toured it and knew what it looked like.
Right.
But I mean, that wasn't even necessary. We knew what the rooms looked like, and so I expected no surprises, and I got no surprises. So in a way, it was comforting, not ultra exciting, but definitely comfortable. And yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other questions?
No, I think that was good.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions? Okay, I think that works. Thank you. What is your name?
My name is Easton McKay Moe with 2 C's.
Where?
Exactly where they need to be.
How do you identify?
I am a straight male.
Where do you live?
I live in this room in my parents' home,
Where is that?
Kiowa, Oklahoma.
How do you feel this space reflects you?
Well, I've had this room for like close to probably 16 or so years of my life, like 16 or 18 years of my life. So it's a culmination of everything that I've collected while being like cognizant of collecting those items, both given to me and things that I've procured myself. So it's a pretty it's like an exact representation of things that I've enjoyed over the years as I've grown up. So it's like a time capsule that stems back all the way to whenever I was very, very young, and it's still accumulating items today. So it's as true to who I am, at least from a materialistic standpoint, as who I am. So
how is this room different from your ideal room or living space?
my ideal room or living space would be like in my own home or a place that I owned. I pay rent here, but it's still not the same as like living somewhere separate from my parents. I like being here for my sister and stuff, but that's pretty much it.
When are you in your room the most?
When I'm sleeping, I'm usually not here. Typically, I'm not here. I'm hanging out with you, or the guys, or Cole.
What's your favorite item in your room?
My favorite item in my room. Oh, geez, that's tough. I have so many gifts and so many things that I've like collected or things that I've picked up over the years. Like if I were to travel somewhere, I'd always go get something, or there are a lot of handmade things in here from my friends, or things that I've made, things that I've been gifted. Dang, that's a tough one. We'll come back to it.
Okay.
And come back to that question.
On a similar note, what do you think is the most important item in your room?
Most important item. Pass. I have to come back to that one too.
Okay.
That's tough, man. These are tough questions. You're grilling me. I've heard these questions several times too. We've already done several of these interviews, but that's tough.
Okay. So, do you share your room in any capacity?
No, not really. Only if people come over. People don't typically come over, so yeah, I don't typically share it very often. I'm open to. I kind of design it to host people, but I don't typically like invite people over. Like they just it's kind of open door policy. People just come over whenever. So yeah.
When was the last time someone was in here other than right now?
Probably whenever we had I think I threw a party like last month or something, like a get together, a little bonfire or something outside. I think that was probably the last time that we had people in here. I can't remember. Not like within the last month, in December probably, sometime in December.
When other people are in here, where do they orient themselves?
On the couch or on the bed. I'll pull that table out, that little short table over there, and I'll set that down for people to put their legs on and stuff. And yeah, most people will lay on the bed because the bed's like super comfortable. But.
Okay. So I see it's very evident that you have music that you showcase and listen to adamantly.
Yeah.
If your room was an album or a song, what would it be?
Probably Chihiro's theme off of the Spirited Away soundtrack.
Why?
Just because it's the oldest song that I remember. And that movie inspired a lot of my interests and a lot of who I am today. A lot of the things that I picked up and placed in this room were things that I've gotten into. Has been a lot of either direct or indirect influences of that movie. Watching that movie is one of my earliest memories. And it's probably the song that I've listened to the most throughout the entirety of my life. So yeah, I'll probably say Chihiro's theme from Spirited Away soundtrack.
Okay. Tell me a secret about your room.
There are several secrets. I've hidden a lot of things in this room, and I've forgotten what they are, and I don't know where they are. I've forgotten where I put them. There was that one time we were looking for the key to that box, and I forgot where I put the key because I hid it somewhere. And it took like 45 minutes to find it. And there are several things like that in this room. You can look in a lot of crevices in this room and find something that I forgot is there. All of my knickknacks and all of my like little things that I've collected, I just put them somewhere and then I forget that they're there, and then I'll find them later on in life and be pretty excited about it because I forgot that I even owned it. So yeah, that's probably it. That's more of a like, if you can find them, then you can view them. I don't really know what they are. There's a ton.
So the secret is that there's many secrets?
Yeah, there's tons of secrets. So many secrets I'm not going to tell you any of them. You're going to have to find them.
Okay. What's your favorite item in your room?
Favorite item in my room? We might just have to go through some, dude.
You want to do that after?
We can do it right now. It's the last two questions, aren't they? Oh, then skip. Yeah, we'll do it later.
Okay. What do you hope for this portrait?
I hope it's successful. I hope the project is successful. I hope it turns out cool. I hope the colors come out. I know they will, but I don't know. I hope that my portrait, along with all the other portraits that end up getting worked on, do a good job of demonstrating how people collect the items in the room, that they like showcase their personalities through their inherent materialism. And I hope that it does that with me as well. I don't know. I don't really know what to accept. I don't really hope anything, honestly. I just want to see it. I'm glad to be a part of it. I don't really have any expectations other than the fact that it's going to be good.
What do you hope for the documentary?
I don't know. I hope that that's also good. I think we've already prefaced that's going to be pretty bad, but I'm okay with that. I think it'll be good for me no matter what. I think I'm going to enjoy it. But maybe that's more just for me. I don't know. I hope that you enjoy it too, because it's also kind of for you. But yeah, I hope it's good.
Okay. Now we're back to your favorite.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
The most important thing.
Favorite and most important thing. Let's walk around. It's one of my favorite records of all time. Very limited release. And I'm still shocked to this day that I own it, so thank you very much. Appreciate it. Shouts out. Let's see.
Bird up.
Bird up, brother. This is the first record I ever bought, actually, I ever purchased. And it was before I even bought my record player. And I went on Discogs and I got this for $140, and it's the Spirited Away soundtrack.
Honestly, that's a steal.
It's really nice. It's near mint. It's got some sweet little stuffs in it. It's got some colored records in there. You got that crisp forest green. The other one's a nice yellow. So that's a record-wise. I should probably stop there. There's a lot of records that I'm pretty partial to. Those are my favorites, probably. I've got these works of Plato, and this newspaper that was given to me, Secret Santa, by one of my friends. His name is Alex. He's studying law right now, and he bought this the day after Barack Obama was elected president, and he just kept it all these years. And these works of Plato was his favorite book to read during his time in school and while he was in law school.
Have you started reading them yet?
Mm-mm.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
What is your name?
My name is Millie Powers, formerly known as Smith, but that's a dead name.
How do you identify?
What do you mean? Like what type? Oh, she, her, bisexual? How far is this identification?
As much as you want.
I am a bisexual, green witch, herbalist, healer, energy manipulator. Damn, bitch, I could go on.
You can if you want to. Okay, when I ask that, I will ask like pronouns if they don't answer that. They're laughter, but thank you.
Right.
Where do you live?
I live in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Born and bred.
Do you live with anyone else?
Yes, my husband lives here.
Obviously we are not in a traditional bedroom. Why are we in here?
This is my office. This is my den. This is my safe space. This is my chill zone. This is my work room. Like, this is my everything of the house. This is like my safe haven. When I'm away from the house and I think about the house, this is the room I think of, with my dogs and a hot coffee and a book and a blunt.
How do you feel your room reflects you?
It couldn't be any more me. I feel like my books are in here, my plants are in here, my art supplies, my herbs, my altar, this is where I do like my metaphysical work. Like literally everything in this room is me to my core, you know?
Do you think so? Would you say that this room is the most reflected room within your entire house then?
Oh yeah, our bedroom is like, the walls are pretty bare. It's cold in there all the time because no one's ever in there. We just go in there to sleep. And so it was like, when you asked about this and you were like, yeah, let me record you in your bedroom. And I'm like, I don't have shit to say about my bedroom. That's a sleep hole. That's where I go to die for 8 hours a night. This is like the productive room.
Okay. How is this room different from your ideal room for you?
Man, I don't know. It's got pretty much everything I need. It would really be more about the wants at that point. Like, I want like a lot more houseplants. I want, I don't know, strings of pearls hanging from the ceilings, a plush purple wall. I don't know. It's just ridiculous shit that I would want because it has everything it needs.
Right.
So
Okay.
my ideal room is exactly this, but like a lot more bougie, useless stuff in it. So.
Okay. When are you in here the most?
It's, constantly in and out every single day, because there's so many supplies in here I have to grab, books I have to grab. Probably like in the morning times, I'll bring the dogs in here and sit and read and smoke and drink some coffee for like 30 minutes, an hour, and that's like kind of one of the first things I do in the day. But then, like, yeah, if I have Reiki appointments, I'll do it in here. I like to study in here, so I'm in and out this bitch all the time.
What is your favorite item in here? If you had to choose one.
Oh god. I don't know about any one item, but I would probably have to say like my altar and my bookshelf are probably my most special, important things in here. Because my bookshelf is, books that I've had since I was 6 and books that I've just recently bought, and it's just like, pretty much like a list of all the books that I've ever read that I get to keep. And then my altar, of course, is, my little holy area. It's my little prayer spot. And I've been building this up for like 4 years now, just adding stuff to it, and it's very important to me. Come on. So yeah, it's probably be those two things.
Okay. Well, this kind of leads into the next question. What would the most important item be, like utilitarian, in this room be? Would it be those two?
What do you mean by utilitarian? Like most useful item?
Yeah.
Maybe still this, just because it's got all my jars and stuff for natural powers. It has my labels, it has my bagging, my spirit books, all my herbs down in the bottom. This isn't set up right now, but that's in honoring the dead cubby where I have, crystals and yeah, everybody's like obituaries from their funerals and stuff. But yeah, this is probably the most utilized shelf in the room.
So do you don't share this room with anyone, or do you?
Christian comes in here and practices guitar sometimes. That's yeah, that's pretty much all he does in here. It's usually just me.
Unless there's a client in here.
Unless,
whatever.
yeah, of
Right.
course, yeah.
So when was the last time someone was in here besides right now?
I guess probably the last time that Christian came in here and practiced guitar. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of people. I mean, I'm still building clientele for Reiki, and a lot of times some people want me to come to their house, and you know, or if it's just like more of a casual setting, like I'll do it right on the couch. You know what I mean? But I mean, we figuring it out because I'm about to have lots of people in here. Because this is also like this area is where I want to do the tarot reads, and this is where I would do like herbal consults with patients more down the line when I graduate the herbalism.
So excited. When do you graduate?
It's no date set in stone. It's just whenever I finish. I'm about halfway through now, so hopefully it's this year.
Yay.
I'm excited.
So when someone else is in here, where do they sit typically, or where are they? Where do they orient themselves?
I think it depends on who it is. Christian always sits in this chair for his guitar. When I have Haley in here, we both sit on the bed. If I'm doing just like a casual tarot read on myself, I sit on the bed. I sit on the bed a lot. And that's kind of where people are drawn to because it's hella comfy.
Yeah. It is very comfy. Okay. Tell me a secret about your room.
I don't really know. What is secretly hiding in here? What do I have hidden? Do I have anything hidden? I think probably, I don't know that it's a secret, but like the sneakiest thing in the room is the closet.
That one?
Yeah.
What a lie.
Because it's just painfully creepy and it's freezing in the closet all the time, no matter the temperature of the room or anything, which makes me uncomfortable.
Yes.
And when you open the door, there's a step that you step up into the closet into, and then there's another step that you go further into the closet too. And yeah, no, I feel like kidnapped children were hidden in there at some point too. So I don't fucks with the closet. And this room is directly above the basement, which is the worst part of the whole house. So I'm like, I'm feeling that this closet and the basement are in cahoots.
Yes, they are. Have you staged the closet? I'm sure.
Oh, weekly.
Yeah, weekly. Yeah.
Weekly. The whole house.
Okay.
Weekly. Gets it cleansed.
Right. And noticed anything? Hasn't anything happened out of that closet that you? Okay.
Nope. Nothing at all. I know. Yeah, but it's just, I don't know. Some energies, especially in a room that shape where it's like one part and then the next part, energy bundles up in weird ways when it's not. The feng shui is the shape of all your furniture and everything and how the energy can flow through it. So I think it's just one of those weird like energy bundles.
Gotcha.
So I try not to, I come in here and I'm like, no, we good. It's just energy.
Right.
I fuck with her. She don't fuck with me.
Right. Okay. If this room was a song or an album, what would it be?
So I think I'm gonna say The Rain Song by Led Zeppelin. Just cause it's like so much my chillax zone. And just like the beat of that song is so like calming, and it's literally like exactly the music I would imagine if I was in here in like a gloomy day and like rain was coming down in front of the windows and stuff, and I'd just be like be in here 6 hours straight for that shit.
Right.
But I mean, we should have known it was gonna be a Led Zeppelin song. I tried to even not. I was like, I'll look for other songs, and then I was like, well, Here's a good one. Here's that one.
I wouldn't have it any other way. What do you hope for this portrait?
How so?
What do you hope will happen? What do you want out of it? Even like now that you've participated in this, what do you hope for it?
I think that it will be interesting to see my private space from someone else's eyes. You know what I mean? So I think I'm gonna see the painting and be like, oh my god, is that what my room looks like? Is that what I look like? So it's just because usually, you know, like I really don't try to have a lot of people in here, so it's just like I can't even wait to see the little videos and stuff that he took and the things that, you know, he thought would be cool to record, and I'm just like, I want to see that. I want to see it through you guys' eyes, because I'm so used to seeing it through my eyes that it's just like, I know it's lit, but how lit is it?